Hey, here we are trying to get to the cabin, and we have to park the Armada right there because I will turn around and show you what it looks like. Yep, we're snowshoeing in. There you go. Stella's got hers on. I got mine on. We got all of our gear and water packed in there. And this is the road. It's about a foot deep of really heavy, slushy snow. So we got about a mile hike in tonight until we get home. And at least it's really, really beautiful out, and the snow is somewhat packed, so it won't be that hard. But let's start, and as we get closer, we'll show you some of the bigger drifts down there and what it looks like when we get to the cabin. Oh, look where we can get out. And here we go. Long ways in yet. We've been traveling for over half an hour. Still's busting the way for us. Whew. That's a good one today, man. So you can see here in snow like this is where some of the animals shelter underneath the trees. So they're smart, man. There's no doubt about that. Look at this night. We're getting a beautiful sunset.
It's about 4 feet down here. He's meeting me down here.
Whew! We made it after an hour. Yeah, baby. So my tree hugger here is about to try to save the tree here. But look at the depth of the snow over the deck now. If I go down to deck level, it's what, 4 feet above the level of the deck. And if we come down here, don't jerk on it like that. You'll probably break it. You got to keep digging. Look at the snow at this end. The chairs are completely gone. The deck completely just buried here. So glad we got up here to do a little saving. But a lot of work over the next couple of days. Get her back to livable. Oh, I think I'm happy to have a helper with this weekend. Nice, strong athlete to do my shoveling for me.
And clear your trees.
And clear my trees. You're right. So it's 35 degrees. So what does that make it? About 2 Celsius right now. And Stella already dug out this tree so it can live. But inside the cabin is 45, which is more like 8 or 10 degrees Celsius. So The cabin's really been holding the heat, even though we haven't been here. I'm gonna have to get over there here in a minute and get some more firewood because we're really low. But even that has held up really well. And all of the snow came off of these. And you can see the pile in front is almost 4 feet high on top of them, but they've been charging. So everything is good, and Stella and I are gonna have a great weekend up here. She's gonna make brownies tonight for us, so yum yum. I'll just hang out inside where it's nice and warm and let her keep working. Look, you can barely see our bench that's right there. It's completely covered. Just to give you an idea, that's probably close to 3 feet of snow she's having to shovel off there. And I love looking down here. Here she goes. See, there's the very tops of the chairs. So it's a good one. I'm about to go out right now and check my trail cams. So we'll let you know if there's anything on there.
It's like the Olympic sport, you know?
What's that called?
Sweeping.
No, it's not called sweeping. It's how can I not remember? And having lived in Minnesota for 10 years, we're the king of it. Nice.
Sweeping.
That's a lot of snow.
A lot of snow.
All right, believe it or not, this is the light of the moon. Unbelievable. I don't have anything turned on. And look at this night. Wow. We are looking forward to a beautiful day tomorrow. Good night. All right, next morning. Actually, it's noon. We slept in. Now we're going to go check some trail cams and see what's going on out in the woods. We are dealing with some deep snow. We're actually walking on drifts that are probably 5 feet tall down by, and man, it's really hard to walk. See how sticky it is. But you can see as she goes down, she's going down a pretty big embankment. So here's what we're dealing with. This is why this is called Oak Cliffs. We're on what I would consider our cliff, and it drops off right there, straight off. It's about a 30-foot straight drop. And now it's all covered in snow as well. So beautiful edge of our property, and this is where someday we'll build our retirement house. It's a beautiful day out, that's for sure. Give you an idea of how much snow Stella shoveled off and how deep the snow is. That's 6 feet, that deck, the front of that deck. And the snow around the house there.
Okay, still here. We're gonna do some wood chopping. There's my pile of wood, and then there's my sled, and we're gonna take the wood back over to my wood chopping station, which is back behind the cabin up there. See, a lot of this wood is wet, so we're gonna see how it chops up.
All right, Stella's gonna help out with chopping some wood. So she drug this up from that tree last time we cut down, and we're gonna take it around the edge of the woodshed here. And I packed out a little area for her to work with my snowshoes, and she'll be doing some chopping here and stacking it up. Bring it on in. And just for reference, she'll be using an 8-pound maul to bust these up.
Already a divot right there, so it should crack super easy.
Yeah, line up and hit that and it should go.
Yeah, it doesn't even want to split. Look at it.
I know. Well, that's because it's got all of those branches off of it.
Ooh!
Oh, yeah. All right, somebody's coming over to get more wood, and look at how deep the freaking snow is right there. Holy cow. You should have your snowshoes on again. Somebody didn't wear their snowshoes. We'll see how dragging this out goes for you. I'd say we have snow.
I got it.
I don't know, you're still gonna dig in pretty good coming around there. Oh, we packed it down too good for you.
Okay, I got it.
So this morning the solar wasn't working. I'm like, what is going on? So I went over and I dug it out, and I'll show you that in a second. But I had to end up cutting this section out because if we look closely at this one where I cut it, something had chewed in there and corroded the inside of my negative line. If you look at it, it's all kind of whitish and anodized inside. So I cut that apart, spliced it back together, and there's still too much rotten cable in there. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to splice this big piece in. And the way I figured out it wasn't working is inside the house, I have this. And you can touch it to positive or negative, and if it's getting power, yeah, that little green light will turn on. And I was getting power at the panels. I wasn't getting power inside the house. So that's how I figured out what was wrong. I'm going to try to splice it now and see if that fixes things up. And we'll see here in a minute, I guess. So it's my fault for not putting that cable inside the piping like I said I was last fall. But I did have to dig it out. And you can see I had to dig a pretty good trench to get through here. And I'm holding it up right now because I don't have it sealed. But there's where I spliced it together, and I think I'm going to literally cut it from probably way over here all the way down to the tree and see if that makes a difference, because looking at this cable down in here, it looks really discolored and just doesn't look good. So I'm sure it's not getting the proper amount of power running through it from the solar panels. I've checked all of my other connections and they're all good. So let's work on this and we'll talk when I'm done. All right, until summertime, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take it up into the tree. I don't want it sitting on the ground anymore. I spliced right here. It's not appropriate yet, but for now it'll hold, keeping it in the air. This is all new through here to right there, holding it up with a shovel and then back up into the solar panels. So let's go inside and see if it's generating anything, even on a cloudy day. Well, look at there. Even with the clouds, we're still getting 10 amps. So it's working again, which is good. All right, well, another thing fixed. Now that should be it for the springtime. I'll either bury that cable in pipe or I'll elevate it in pipe, but either way, it's gonna get protected now. I can't have this in the middle of the winter, me having to dig it out and waste my time. We're not gonna film the home process, but I'll just tell you what we're having for dinner. And by the way, this morning, eggs and bacon as usual. I've cubed up some backstrap or prime rib, if you want to call it that, from a big mule deer, slivered some potatoes, and now I'm going to sear the backstrap, and I'm going to right now fry the potatoes with some salt and garlic, salt, and pepper, and then inside I'm going to cook up some broccoli as well. So I'll just show it to you when we're all done. You've all seen it before. It's coming along perfectly. There we go. Dinner is ready, and there's the brownies Stella made that I told you about. Yeah. And that's it for the day, and good night. Good morning. It is time to pack up and get going. Hey, you like my suspenders? My wife got them for Christmas for me. They're great when working out here, not pulling up your pants all the time. But we're just gonna clean up inside, maybe have a bowl of cereal for breakfast and get on our way. We've got a good half hour to an hour long hike out again. And there's another snowstorm coming in later this afternoon into this evening. They're saying up to another foot of snow. So we want to get out of here, get back home. I got to work tomorrow. So we'll check in, maybe show you a little bit of the hike out. But once we get back to the car, we'll let you know that we got there. And hopefully it is completely uneventful. But again, another beautiful day in the mountains. Bye, cabin. Here we go, starting to hike out. The hard part today, the snow, as you can hear it, it's ice. So our snowshoes aren't just keeping us afloat, they're keeping us from slipping all over the place. So, see you in a bit. Oh, I love seeing these tracks that we came in on. But today, we're actually floating above all of this, so it's melting. About a quarter of the way out. I had to let the young one take it. I'm out of juice. She's got energy for days. But you can see how much melting we got on the road just in 2 days. It's amazing how close we are to the car and how little it still looks. It's only a couple hundred yards out, but these mountains are so massive. Well, we made it out. My pack mule did the work, get me out of here. So great trip out to the cabin. Makes it more worth it when you have to earn it like that. So hopefully you all enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. And hey Stella, what do we say at the end of it?
I don't remember.
Do it yourself.